Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says issues relating to people and development of the country should be discussed during the winter session of Parliament. All arrangements made for counting of votes tomorrow for Assembly elections in 5 states. Supreme Court dismisses a PIL challenging the dissolution of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. IMF Chief Economist praises India's economic reforms during the past 4 years. And in cricket, India thrashes Australia by 31 runs to clinch the opening test of the 4-match series at the Adelaide Oval. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said issues relating to people and development of the country should be discussed during the winter session of Parliament. Speaking to reporters after the all-party meeting, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Narendra Singh Tomar informed this. Mr. Tomar said the winter session will have 20 sittings. Union Ministers Rajnath Singh and Arun Jaitley, Congress leaders Ghulam Nabi Azad, Anand Sharma and Mallikarjun Kharge, SP leaders Mulayam Singh Yadav and Professor Ram Gopal Yadav, CPI leader D. Raja, TMC leader Sudeep Bandyopadhyay are among the others who attended the meeting. Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu's meeting with leaders for smooth functioning of the upper house is underway. Opposition parties will also hold a meeting to discuss their strategy to counter the government. Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan will meet the leaders of political parties tomorrow to ensure smooth conduct of proceedings in the lower house. The News Services Division of All India Radio will bring you a discussion tonight on issues before Parliament and Sansad Ke Samaksh Midday. The Issues Before Parliament program can be heard on Rajdhani channel from 9:30 p.m. Sansad Ke Samaksh Midday can be heard on the Indraprasth and FM Gold channels also from 9:30 p.m. All arrangements are in place for tomorrow's counting of votes for elections to Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana and Mizoram assemblies. In Chhattisgarh, the stage is all set for election verdict, with counting of votes and result declaration scheduled for tomorrow. The ruling BJP holds 49 seats in the 90-member assembly, while Congress holds 39 seats and others just 2. In Madhya Pradesh, the entire counting process will be videographed. Over 75% polling was recorded in the state on the 28th of last month. Our correspondent has more details.
Counting of votes in the state will be done in around 4,000 tables in 306 counting rooms. Around 14,600 counting personnel along with reserve staff will be deployed for the counting of votes. The counting will begin by the postal ballots. After 30 minutes of counting of the postal ballots, counting will start from EVMs. The result of counting of each phase will be given to the counting agents and its calculation sheet will also be given to the authorized agents by returning officers. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Rajasthan, counting will take place for 199 seats out of 200 assembly constituencies. Election was countermanded in Ramgarh Assembly constituency due to death of the BSP candidate. Here is a report.
All eyes are kept on counting to be held tomorrow. Chief Electoral Officer Anand Kumar told that CCTV cameras are installed to keep close watch on counting process. Senior leaders of both main parties, BJP and Congress, have claimed to form the government with full majority. Political fate of many leaders, including Chief Minister Vasundhara Raje and many members of her Council of Ministers, former Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, PCC Chief Sachin Pilot, former Central Minister C.P. Joshi, Girija Vyas and Mahadev Singh Khandela will be decided tomorrow. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
In Telangana, counting centres have been set up at 43 locations, most of which are at district headquarters. The EVMs are kept under 3-tier security. Tight vigil and CCTV camera surveillance is being maintained. 73.2% polling was recorded in Friday's polling. In Mizoram, where polling was held on the 28th of last month, counting will be held in 40 counting halls spread over 13 counting centres. To supervise the counting process, observers and micro-observers will be deployed in all counting centres. The News Services Division of All India Radio has made changes to its bulletins as part of its special coverage of counting of votes tomorrow. The 12 noon English bulletin will be broadcast from 12 to 12:10 p.m. The Hindi bulletin will be aired from 12:10 to 12:20 p.m. The duration of midday bulletin in English and Dopahar Samachar in Hindi has also been extended by 15 minutes. The 6 p.m. bulletin in English and 6:05 p.m. bulletin in Hindi will be extended by 5 minutes. Apart from this, AIR News has planned special programs for the latest update on election results from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. A radio bridge program will also be broadcast tomorrow from 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. by linking Aizawl, Raipur, Bhopal, Jaipur and Hyderabad stations.
Janadesh.
Results of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram, Rajasthan and Telangana Assembly elections.
On Tuesday, 11th December 2018.
Live and balanced analysis from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Special radio bridge program connecting the 5 poll-bound states between 9:30 p.m. and 10:30 p.m.
Tune in to FM Gold, Rajdhani Channel and National Network of All India Radio.
BJP today attacked Congress President Rahul Gandhi following a media report that he and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra rented their farmhouse in Delhi to Jignesh Shah Promoted Financial Technologies India Limited in 2013. Talking to reporters in New Delhi, party spokesperson Sambit Patra said this property was rented out to a scamster by Rahul Gandhi. He said,
"Corruption and Congress party are synonymous. And of course, Congress is equal to Rahul, as Rahul Gandhi has himself proclaimed. So corruption is equal to Rahul Gandhi."
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. The Supreme Court today dismissed a PIL challenging the dissolution of the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly by Governor Satyapal Malik. A bench comprising Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi and Justice S.K. Kaul said the court is not inclined to interfere with the decision of the governor. The Apex Court was hearing a PIL filed by BJP leader Gagan Bhagat, who was an MLA before the Assembly was dissolved. The Delhi High Court today sought response of the Centre, Delhi Government, Police and Dargah Trust on a PIL seeking entry of women into the sanctum sanctorum of Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah in the national capital. A bench of Chief Justice Rajendra Menon and Justice V.K. Rao sought their stand on the plea by April the 11th, 2019. The court was hearing a plea by 3 women law students who claimed that the Dargah does not permit entry of women into the shrine. Rashtriya Lok Samta Party RLSP Chief Upendra Kushwaha today resigned from the Union Council of Ministers. Our correspondent reports that he has sent his resignation to Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he is quitting the BJP-led NDA alliance. President Ramnath Kovind has said that education is the key to development and quality education can help the country develop faster. Addressing a function of the Maharana Pratap Shiksha Parishad in Gorakhpur this morning, Mr. Kovind said education makes a child a good human being. He said Maharana Pratap Education Council is doing commendable work in spreading education in eastern Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Kovind called upon youth to make Gorakhpur a hub of knowledge.
देश में युवाओं की सबसे बड़ी संख्या उत्तर प्रदेश में है। यह अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी संपदा है। मुझे यह जानकर प्रसन्नता हुई कि प्रदेश में इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी और स्टार्टअप को प्रोत्साहन करने के लिए नई नीति लागू की गई है। इस नीति के तहत उत्तर प्रदेश स्टार्टअप फंड, IT पार्क तथा ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के सुधारों पर विशेष बल दिया जाता है। इन प्रयासों से प्रदेश के विकास में युवाओं की भागीदारी और बढ़ेगी।
The President also visited the Gorakhnath Temple at Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh and worshipped there for about 30 minutes. President Ramnath Kovind will be on a 4-day visit to Myanmar from today. During his stay, the President will visit capital Naypyidaw and Yangon and interact with his counterpart U Win Min and State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi. A high-level delegation is also accompanying Mr. Kovind. Public Relations Officer (PRO) in the Prime Minister's office and senior journalist Jagdish Thakkar passed away in New Delhi today. Thakkar was 72 years old. He was unwell for some time. He passed away at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Information and Broadcasting Minister Rajyavardhan Rathore have condoled the demise of Thakkar. International Monetary Fund's Chief Economist Maurice Obstfeld has said India's growth has been very solid over the past 4 years. He praised the fundamental economic reforms like GST and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code carried out by the Modi government. The IMF Chief Economist said India, under the government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has carried out some really fundamental reforms. Mr. Obstfeld told a group of journalists in Washington a lot of what they have done on financial inclusion has been really important. He said there are important vulnerabilities, so it is important for the reform momentum to be maintained even as an election comes up and for the path of fiscal adjustment to be maintained. Mr. Obstfeld said one risk that has become much more evident in the last few years has been non-bank finance, usually called shadow banking. French President Emmanuel Macron will address the nation today amid ongoing protests marked by violence in the country. Mr. Macron will speak from the presidential Élysée Palace and is expected to announce concrete measures to calm the protests. The nation has seen days of demonstrations against fuel tax rises, high living costs and other issues. Meanwhile, French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian has urged US President Donald Trump not to interfere in French politics after the US President posted tweets about the protests rocking the country and attacked the Paris Climate Agreement. As Sri Lanka waits for Supreme Court decision over dissolution of Parliament, President Maithripala Sirisena has said he looks forward to the constitutional interpretation of the court. The President said in a message that whatever may be the decision, he will take future political decisions accordingly to the best interest of the motherland and not to the benefit of any person, group or party. Meanwhile, a petition has been filed before the Supreme Court challenging the Speaker's decision to convene the Parliament despite a pending restraining order. In UK, Westminster Magistrates Court is expected to deliver its verdict today on the extradition of fugitive businessman Vijay Mallya. He is wanted in India on alleged fraud and money laundering charges amounting to an estimated 9,000 crore rupees. The 62-year-old former Kingfisher Airlines boss has been on bail since his arrest on an extradition warrant in April last year. Benchmark domestic indices today plunged around 1.5% in afternoon trade amid weak global share markets. The key stocks fell amid concerns of investors over outcome of state elections, weakening rupee, crude oil price rise and escalation in US-China trade tensions. India beat Australia by 31 runs in the first test to take a 1-0 lead in the 4-match series at Adelaide this morning. Tracing a target of 323, Australia were all out for 291 in 119.5 overs on the final day. The home side resumed from the overnight score of 104 for 4, needing 219 more for an improbable victory. Batting first, India were all out for 250 in their first innings and then bowled out the hosts for 235 to take a 15-run lead. India made 307 in their second innings to set Australia a challenging target. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says issues relating to people and development of the country should be discussed during the winter session of Parliament. All arrangements made for counting of votes tomorrow for Assembly elections in 5 states. Supreme Court dismisses a PIL challenging the dissolution of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. IMF Chief Economist praises India's economic reforms during the past 4 years. And in cricket, India thrashes Australia by 31 runs to clinch the opening test of the 4-match series at the Adelaide Oval. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And with that, we end the Midday News.